gonna go down into the basement quickly so that my family can creep me and make random noises and ask questions.
Oh wow. Let's go to the basement for this one. Great.
No, well, it happens like every time I'll go to start a podcast with someone and suddenly my family needs everything. They need all the attention.
Hey, I need you. Come on. That
It's
is...
like, oh, you need to fit.
Oh god.
They need everything. It's like, oh, you need to take the dogs outside now. And it's like, no, I don't.
I got to say
They were
your
just
name right.
outside.
Oh god, I have to say your name right. Oh, I can't do it for the life of me. Alana.
That was right, actually.
There you go. Hey there guys, this is the Digicast. This is Benjie here. Today, this is the special of the Xbox One. With me, I have Alana. Say hello, Alana.
And only Alana.
Only.
But he said my name right.
I did.
So that's good.
I've practiced, apparently.
Yep, I've been giving them lessons. And I also have my cat with me, so if you hear purring, that's why.
That's our guest host for today, is her cat.
Pubby. Yep,
Yeah.
It's Pubby.
Because we have no one else wants to join us. And
We tried.
we've tried. We're trying to get everyone else here. McLean isn't here because he's busy focusing on other things. So our editor-in-chief is not here. Alex is... I don't know where Alex is. I think he's working somewhere. And everyone else is just being really, really silent today. So with that, it's just us two. And you have to enjoy it that it's just us two.
We even tried to get random people that aren't even part of the site.
Exactly. They just denied us everything today. So we're working with low budget conditions. Because you're in the basement.
That's okay.
I'm somewhere else. So let's begin and discuss the Xbox One. As we know, it was codenamed originally the Durango, and then was formally revealed just 3 days ago of this recording, so May 21st, 2013. And hopefully we get more content of it on E3 in June 11, 13. But still, let's go and discuss what we currently know of the Xbox One. We know it's an all-in-one system, but
What do they mean by all-in-one system, though? Can I like
All-in-one
Facebook
system.
while I'm YouTubing
well,
and writing a book on it?
they've got the Kinect in it. The Kinect is built into it, so
Okay.
so
So you can't write a book
yeah.
while using it.
No, you can't write a book while you're using it.
Then it's not an all-in-one system.
It's not an all-in-one. That's not helpful at all. Do you expect to write a book?
Yes, actually, I have been working on a book, so
Okay.
there's that. But no, if you pick up something, if you pick up a truly all-in-one system, something like an iPhone, iPod, some sort of cell phone, a smartphone,
Yeah.
that truly is an all-in-one system because you can like tweet, Facebook, YouTube, record,
That's true.
you can write your book on it.
Well, here's the thing. You can go and
Xbox-
Skype on this thing. You can go and Skype. You can
Okay, that's kind of cool.
yeah.
but,
You can actually
I
get a
mean-
video screen, and you can actually go. Well, I'm hoping you can say it, Skype end call or something like that, and you actually turn the whole thing off. But that's something on there. Or you can do TV on it as well. So being able to watch TV, that's another part of the all-in-one system. Though, the question is, why? You're playing the Xbox One on a TV already. So why would you need the capability of watching your TV through the Xbox?
Well, because some people don't want to have to pay for like satellite or cable. I mean, if you're up in like
But
Canada,
you still
you don't want to pay Bell.
You probably still have to
Yeah,
pay.
you're gonna have to pay for it. You're gonna have to pay for it, but it's gonna be through a different provider. If you're up in Canada, there's this one company called like Bell, and they are atrocious and horrible, and no one likes them. A new company came into my town called Eastlink, and everyone that I talk to, I'm like, man, are you on Bell? And they're like, yeah, we hate it. So you should go to Eastlink. A couple weeks later, they come up to me, man, thank you so much for suggesting Eastlink because Bell's a piece of crap. It's good. It's good that they have that, but you should be able to write a book on the Xbox.
No, you're not going to be able to write a book on the Xbox. I mean, all you can do is watch movies, watch TV, listen to music, and go on the internet. And play games, obviously.
why don't they just add the last one, and all they have to do is add a small feature so that I can write a book?
Using yeah, you just speak the entire thing going.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's actually a really good idea. Yep.
There you go, Microsoft. We're giving you some ideas for you. Add a book writing feature, which you have to speak. But we're not going to... No, why? No! I'm not going to do that. There's no books involved. Oh, please, no.
But I mean, like, if you look at the Xbox 360, they got, like, the U-Draw thing where you get, like, a little tablet and you can draw on your Xbox. Why can't I write a book?
The Wii and the PS3 have that.
Why can't I write a book? None of these systems are allowing me to write a book. If there was a console that came out that told me you can write a book and you can do it easily on this, it's got like a nice screen.
Can you write a book on the Wii U?
No, but it'd be cool if I could.
Oh God. Why? You're giving me a headache already with this. Oh, moving on from book writing. The Xbox One has 8 APU times 86 to 64 core processors. Well, that means it has fast processing, apparently. That's all we're going to say. But the rumours say there is about 1.6, something like that.
I thought it was like 60% vents or something. That's what I was told.
60% what?
60% vents, like so that it can cool itself off, because it's gonna be such a powerful system. Someone was saying it's gonna be like 60% vents. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
Yep.
So basically,
from an unreliable source.
From an unreliable source, as good old sources. That's how professional we are at Digibytes. We have unprofessional. We have unuseful.
It was my sister who told me. She didn't tell me what site she read it on.
Oh God. Oh God.
What? Okay. I'm doing a podcast.
That part is also going to be added in, by the way. Just saying. Opportunity. Oh, anyway. Now, we can compare the actual core processors though to the PS4, and from what I've seen, you could say the specs of the PS4 is probably a bit better in some ways. Obviously,
what does that really matter? It doesn't really matter.
It does.
The thing is, no, it doesn't. Here's the thing. Okay, if you look like an Xbox intro, let's say like Assassin's Creed 2's intro, looks amazing. Like if you watch the cinematic, it looks like they're real people.
Okay.
We already have the capabilities of running something that looks way better than we are, but the thing is, game developers are getting lazy. They're sitting there and they're like, well, it's not easy to make the game, and we want it to be easy, so we're not going to make this game with good graphics. We're just going to stick to what we know. If they actually tried, and they tried to up their graphics a bit, they could probably... Maybe they can't run it yet.
There's limitations.
With super nice graphics, but they could at least make it look a little bit nicer, but nope. They decide to be lazy because they're game developers.
Well, it depends on the size of what you've got. Basically, the actual graphics card inside it can't handle all that, along with the amount of RAM they have in it. Because obviously, what's the size of Assassin's Creed 2? They've got a huge scale area to travel around. If you had that if you had that so detailed, I would literally say the console would explode. The console would explode.
Cool. That would be cool though. Yeah. No, that'd actually be really cool. You're just sitting there playing Assassin's Creed, and the goal is to finish the game before the console explodes.
Oh God. Oh, that would be... I think there'd be a lot of people who would just be angry at that. They would be just ending their careers, not ending their careers, they'd be ending their time with that console and the games. I think you'd just be killing off 2 companies, or every gaming company at once would just be gone just by doing that. Do you want to do that?
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
I think the only one who'd be alive would be the Wii, because they can't, or Nintendo, because they can't even play these games. Oh, God.
Oh, there we go. That's how the Wii U can win. See, Nintendo has its winning strategy. It has to get some game developers to make something that'll explode the consoles.
Oh God. But actually, by the looks of it, PS4 processors are actually 3 times already beating the core processors of the Xbox One. Just by using the graphics card. Just by using the graphics card, the PS4 is beating the processors on the Xbox One. That is quite scary. The graphics card in the PS4 is also better, slightly. It's using the Radeon HD 7850, while the Xbox One is using the Radeon HD 7750 or 7700. Something like that. Which is always...
Well, they might have something more powerful, but I mean, like, if you look at, like, a lot of people like to use the argument of exclusives, even though I believe exclusives don't matter. If you look at the Xbox One exclusive lineup, I didn't look into it. I heard there was a lot, though.
The Xbox One exclusives. Okay.
And I mean, they're gonna have the Halo series too. Halo Halo is a really good series. So I mean, like, just the fact that the Xbox had like a series like Halo and Alan Wake and Gears of War made 3 exclusives beat out like all of Sony's exclusives.
I love this part. Don't expect these Xbox exclusives to go to PC, but we don't care about that. Mainly, they have 15 exclusives, don't they, at the moment?
I think so, yeah.
They've got Forza. Actually, I'll probably buy it for Forza, because that looks very nice. But then they've got some Alan Wake stuff, like Quantum Break.
Which is good, because Alan Wake was a good game.
And all I can find is Halo. Cool. Oh, there's some Call of Duty DLC that might be only for the Xbox One. Exclusively.
No one...
For a little while.
No one cares about Call of Duty.
Well, there was one thing I did like about the Xbox One showing. Was, in fact, on Call of Duty Ghosts. Not because of what the game in there, but the detail they had of it. On the graphics, it actually looked like he was staring at an actual photo at a certain point when it just stood still. I mean, you could actually see all the veins in the hands, and you can actually see the dirt in the nails. And
yeah, but it's Call of Duty.
That's the downside for it. It is Call of Duty. We're not Call of Duty haters here. Well, we have one Call of Duty hater here. I'm neutral to it, so I'm not. I don't
put all my energy into hating it, but I just don't enjoy the series. They're all the same games. Or no, they're not all the same games. They just continually get worse, and I'm just like, what is the point?
They're continuously getting worse. How are they continuously getting worse?
Well, first of all, okay, the story has a pornographic amount of violence in it. That is completely unnecessary. I don't mind violence, okay? I've played things like BioShock, and I enjoy bloody, gory stuff to a certain extent. When you start putting glass down someone's throat or into their mouth or whatever and punching them, which I've been told happens in one of the Call of Duties, that's just getting excessive. That's like, there's no point to that.
Sounds like a James Bond movie. Don't know why.
I was told that happens in Black Ops. I don't know if it actually does or not, but it's just too much
violence. Too much violence. Kids today.
we could discuss what's gonna happen to the ceiling, because you know how like in every generation there's always been like a certain ceiling of like violence and nudity that we tolerate.
Oh, the ceiling's just gonna get lower and lower, isn't it?
We're allowing so much to happen now that it's becoming ridiculous. It's like soon our games are gonna be completely covered in like guts everywhere, and no one's gonna care. Because if you look at a game like BioShock,
they already do.
It's good, but
they already do.
You stop noticing the blood, which is kind of scary. Because like I read this article while I was playing through it. I think IGN posted or something about how video games aren't violent enough. And then I went to go continue the game, and I realized all the blood that I'd been missing before, and I was like, that's slightly disturbing. You know, because you stop noticing all this violence in games, but it's kind of a bad thing to stop noticing, because I don't think that's exactly normal. I'm not blaming video games for the psychopaths out there, because they're not to blame, but by the same token, I think it's getting a little bit excessive.
But that's probably the theory behind the reality and actual in virtual reality. People don't actually see the sight of blood in the game because they know it's a game. They know they've got an objective to get to.
You can argue that, and it still is a game, but by the same token, we shouldn't just be ignoring all the violence, because when I see something in real life that should technically make someone uncomfortable, I saw something in real life that should make normal people uncomfortable, but it didn't make me uncomfortable because I was playing all these violent games. Like, my friend came up to me, he said, do you want to see a screw? Like, he had like a screw in his leg, but the doctor didn't put it in properly, so you can kind of see where it is. And I was like, yeah, I want to see that. That's pretty sick. And he like lifts up his pant leg, and I see it, and like everyone else is like freaking out, and I just like was like, man, that is really cool. I just like walked away.
I wouldn't freak to that, actually, to be honest, because that does sound pretty cool. Oh god, oh god. Case in point. Oh.
Exactly. See.
Oh, that is bad. Basically, tone down the violence in games. No, we're not going to tone down the violence in games. It's not going to happen. I mean, there are some things that they're going to have to keep doing. Because of the graphical enhancements, the games are going to get more and more. They won't get more violent.
Should it happen?
They probably won't get more violent.
Down?
I think they will be the same. But due to the level of graphical detail, it's going to seem more excessive.
Well, if you look at a game like Doom, Doom wasn't accepted, and it's like what? It's barely anything now compared to what we have now. You can say that it's just going to be the graphics that are going up, but by the same token, a game like Doom wasn't as violent as a game like BioShock was.
That's true.
You can't
compare the two. You can't compare the two.
Yes, you can.
Doom is so much better. Doom is so much better.
Oh no, Doom is a better game. I'm not saying that they're on the same level, but violence-wise,
will make sense in the end.
It got a lot worse.
Anyway, moving on from violence, we'll go to the system memory. As we know, there's 8 GB of RAM in both the PS4 and the Xbox One. But the difference is apparently is the Xbox One is using DDR3 instead of GDDR5, which the PlayStation 4 has. So in a way, the RAM in the actual Xbox One is slower than the RAM in the PS4. So every way, at the moment, we're seeing that the PS4 is actually being better than the Xbox One.
But again, does it really matter that much? They're both going to play good-looking games. They're both going to play good-looking games.
No, it does matter, because certain things can be more capable on the PS4 than they are on the actual Xbox.
Well, they're both going to make good-looking games. Okay. Do you know, does the PlayStation 3 have better specs than the Xbox 360? As far as speed goes?
It does, I think.
It does? Okay, well then let's look at a game like Skyrim. On the PlayStation, that game... Oh my word, that game was like lag fest McGee, like nobody wanted to play on the PlayStation. And on the Xbox it ran fine. But the Xbox was a slower system.
I have to check.
See? There. Point proven.
And at the same time, more memory.
But also, Sony's consoles are supposedly harder to code for.
Yeah, that is true, because they took ages trying to get one of the DLC for Skyrim in. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
I think it was the first one actually. But yeah, it was definitely the first one. Sure, I can't even remember what that one's called. The amount of times I played it, it's just blanked out of my mind. But yeah, at the moment, what I'm reading here is that the Xbox 360 actually has a bit more RAM usage than the PS3 was. PS3 actually used the RAM pretty badly compared to how the Xbox was used. Which is probably why the 360 played it better.
And also because it was, again, this is just what I've heard, the PS3 was bad to code for. If the PS4 uses a similar coding language and it becomes something hard to code for, because apparently Sony products just aren't easy to code for, then we're going to have, then it's irrelevant. The Xbox will just run things better.
That's because they didn't get. It's because they don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter if they know what they're doing with it or not. It doesn't matter if they know what they're doing with it or not. If a product can run better on an older system just because someone codes for it better, or not an older system, but something that doesn't run as fast, then it doesn't matter if the PS4 has more than the Xbox One, because the Xbox One might run things better.
No. Because at the same time, the reason why the people who made Skyrim, they couldn't figure out how to do the coding. I've seen all these other games played on the PS3, they seem perfectly fine. I rarely hear things about other companies saying it's hard to code for the PS3.
I don't know.
It was only them who said it was hard to code for the PS3.
Okay, well, you know what? It's only them, but everyone really likes, like, is it Bethesda who does?
Yes.
Who does?
Yeah.
They really like their games, so
they do.
If such a good game like the new Elder Scrolls comes out, then people are going to be upset because it's not going to be able to run on their PS4s properly. It's going to run on the Xbox One better, so...
I think the main problem is it's the multi-platform. It might be causing the coding slightly.
Possibly.
Because obviously coding for different games will make things different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the Xbox One is how EA ditched that online pass thing where if you bought a used game, you had to... I don't understand online pass completely. If I read right, it was you had to buy... If you bought a used game, you had to purchase something to play it online because the code had already been used. I don't know if that's exactly how it worked. But I think it's interesting how EA ditched that idea, and now the Xbox One just announced that they're doing like a no used game.
They're doing that, and you have to basically buy another code to make it work. That is going to be the downfall for it. You know, that isn't a gaming console to me. You have to have the ability to buy pre-owned games sometimes. Sometimes it's the only way to find certain games.
Definitely, and I mean, like, especially with like pricing and stuff, like sometimes it's just ridiculous how cheap a used game can be compared to a non-used game.
I remember, funny enough, we're going to go back to one of the certain companies we were discussing earlier. I remember buying Fallout 3, the special edition, when it first came out. I actually found it in a used condition, pre-owned. Brand new, £40. Pre-owned, £17.
Yep.
And straight away, I bought that. Straight away, I bought the £17. It was a no-brainer. And it works perfectly fine. And it was the best choice I've ever made. I'll tell you that. Pre-owned games is what's needed to help the console in some way.
Yeah.
The lifespan.
But, I mean...
Doesn't help game companies, but...
Well, you also have to consider, though, with used games, if they don't allow used games, there's going to be, like, EB Games probably won't accept trade-ins, and Best Buy probably won't accept trade-ins. All these used games, and it is really good to have trade-ins because some people don't like to keep their games. My family doesn't do trade-ins personally, but I know some families who do, and it's like, they take all their new games that they just bought, and then they buy a game for a discounted price.
Yeah.
And... they're probably not going to do that anymore. They're not going to allow discounts. They'll probably give you like $2 for a used game or something because they won't be able to sell them very high because people aren't going to want to have to buy the passes.
We don't know how much the passes are, though.
We don't. But
we don't, not yet.
Microsoft's greedy. Every company is greedy, so it's going to be expensive.
Every company's greedy. That's true. Every company is greedy. Except for the ones who made BlazBlue. They're quite cool, but we wouldn't ignore them. I mean, there is voice control features on the Xbox One. That's always been quite nice. Everything.
I don't understand voice control features. It's like
I don't know.
hitting the ultimate.
It sounds quite good though, because obviously you can say Xbox turn on. Xbox
it's cool,
switch to games.
But
switch to Halo.
It's hitting the ultimate lazy level. It's like we can't move our thumbs. We can't move our thumbs to just play a freaking console. Nope, you gotta have Xbox. Load Halo 4.
Well, it's because of this voice control, we can do Skype. It's because of that voice control. Skype is capable, apparently. I mean, they could just use a microphone.
They could put a microphone in and not have voice control.
I'm thinking, wow. But it's kind of a bit strange. It's kind of a bit very, it's just ultra lazy.
Are they improving connecting technologies for the new Xbox at all?
Well, the Kinect will have a wake up with the voice. They wake with the voice console.
I've used Kinect a couple of times, and I always notice that like it's not as great as I feel it could be. Like with controlling and stuff, and you put your hand out, and sometimes it doesn't respond, and it can't be in this too dark, and it can't be too light, and it's just like, really?
Well, they are improving the motion side of things. There's going to be more data being processed for it. 2 gigabytes of data per second is going to be processed as for all the movement and stuff.
Compared to what? What was the original?
The original was about... I can't even find it. The original is probably less than that, to be honest. Probably.
Probably less than that. That's a good guess.
It is. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it in here at all. Researchers are failing me. Wait, see, you guys. 604. The resolution is 640 by 480 at 30 hertz. While the Xbox One is using a 1080p camera, which already makes it about 30 hertz to 60 hertz, and 1080p via the Xbox One support of the 4K resolution, which gives it to about 3,800. Yeah, it's got high resolution entirely. So maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. That's what I'm saying here.
But only maybe.
Only maybe. We can guess it's going to be better. That's what they usually do. You expect improvements on these things.
Well, you never know. Sometimes there just isn't. They're like, man, this is so improved. And then you look at it and it's like, by like 2 shreds of nothingness. Sure.
Oh, right. Original Connect. There is actually nothing. There is actually nothing on it. It doesn't say anything.
I'm wondering if Microsoft, because I heard that with the Xbox One, they keep changing their mind. They're saying like, well, we didn't actually mean that. We didn't actually mean that. I'm wondering if they're going to re-reveal at E3 and completely change it and overhaul it.
If they overhaul it, that's probably a good idea. There's certain features that need to be changed.
Like, I know people don't like the always on, like, or not the always online thing. That was like obviously scrapped.
That's one of the strange things about the Xbox One was the, obviously as the Xbox One was the, I can't even speak now. It was the always online feature. Apparently you can have it offline, but you have to be online at least once to activate it. Every 24 hours.
Wow.
24 hours. That sounds a bit... What if you have an internet problem?
What happens if you go on vacation?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get someone to Xbox it for you.
Oh no, you just don't have to do it. You just go back in and activate it again. But...
Oh, okay.
The fact that is that you have to continuously reactivate it every 24 hours sounds a bit of a pain.
Maybe activation will be like really simple though. As it's booting up, it'll activate itself if you're connected to the internet.
But what I'm thinking is, could it be linked to the Xbox Live system? Does that mean you have to be paying the Xbox Live system to do that?
Xbox Live is bad as it is. I mean, I don't think that you should have to pay to play online with people. That's just retarded.
You already pay the internet.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, the service will still be subscription based, and yeah, it's going to be.
It'll at least be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, maybe. It might not be because it's using cloud storage as well now, so you can actually save your music, your movies, your games, and any content. It's all going to be onto the Xbox Live.
Okay, I don't get why you can like do all that music stuff on the Xbox and you can't write a book.
What, music? Well, because playing music is different than writing a book. We're not going to go back into this. We've discussed that. The book's case closed. We're not going to it. Music is easier to do. Music is easier to do than writing a book. I would buy a console on release if someone told me you could write a book on it. I'd be like, that is going to be one awesome console. It could come out of nowhere, this console. It could be some random independent developers. If you could write a book on it, I would buy it, even if it was like $2,000. Don't turn me into Matt and just say, buy a PC. Because that's what's going to happen. So just buy, if you want to play music, movies, watch music, movies, games, and all this other saved content, buy a PC. Because you can also write a book along with it. Yes, that's the gist of the situation right now. If you're a book writer, get a PC.
I just think it'd be a really cool console if you could write a book on it.
Oh dear me. Oh god, why? Just why? Actually, the nice little feature I found on here is the whole screen base thing. You can actually shrink the screen, or expand the screen. Obviously, the sort of whole little tablet system, you know, where you can swipe the whole thing across and that. You got that same sort of system, but without the swiping side. So you can shrink the screen and then move on to something else. Skype chat, move that up, do that. Obviously, you can see your face in the corner, because obviously you got the webcam from the Kinect. You can close that down, move on to something else, put all the games. You can probably put your music on at the same time, so you can play your music at the same time as playing games, allowing all the core processing to work. We hope you can do that. The problem is, I'd like to say though, I was happy about the Kinect, the Xbox One, when it first was coming out. I was more excited over the Xbox One than I was over the PS4. This is coming from a person who has had every Sony console for ages, and I was thinking I might get Xbox One. And then suddenly, all this stuff happened, where all the downsides, and it suddenly put me going, I want to get.
Hey, you know what though? You know what's really weird about Microsoft is Microsoft actually like took back the always online thing, because people hated it so much. Microsoft was like, you're fired, and we're not doing always online anymore. And everyone was like, okay, that's pretty chill. And then they kind of messed up again, but that's okay, because E3's coming up. They're probably going to fix the console. I have a feeling they're not going to go through with all what they said because of the bad press that it's gotten. They're probably going to change it. And if they change like the used game thing, I would buy an Xbox One just because they changed that. Just because they show that they actually slightly cared about what people think. Sony doesn't care. Sony's like, we're going to make this console, it's going to cost a lot of money.
But at the same time, Sony aren't doing this pre-owned problem. They know people buy pre-owned games.
But that's fine. That's always been a part of gaming. No one... Game developers might get upset about it, but they have enough money as it is. You look at, like, Activision, like, pocketed how much? Like, over $4 billion or something?
Yeah.
Or was it $4 million?
Something
I don't...
high.
It was ridiculous, because they were just like, we can just pay
$4 billion. That'd be about $4 billion.
That was just insane. Game developers have no right to complain, except for maybe indie game developers, because they actually make decent games. When I buy a game like Terraria, I'm like, man, this person should be getting more than $10 for their game, because that's a really good game. When you buy something...
You say $10, like... What do you mean they're only getting $10?
Well, they're going to get less than $10, obviously, because they're using, like...
Think about how much is being made from that. How many people have bought Terraria? That's still $10. Yeah. Or maybe even less than that.
But that's still a lot. Such a good game. No, it is a lot. It is a lot. But they made such a good game that they deserve as much as, like, AAA titles get. Like, you buy something like Halo, or... Okay, not Halo. I don't...
Basically,
trying to think of a game that wasn't worth money. Okay, play a game like... Bioshock 2. I played Bioshock 2. I didn't buy it when it was full price, but if I had bought it when it was full price, I would have felt kind of ripped off, because the game was good. I enjoyed the game, but I never went back and played it that much. I played close to 200 hours on Terraria. That doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot for me in a single game, besides like a really old retro game like Crazy Taxi or something. That's a huge amount of time that I've ever invested into a modern type game.
I loved that game. Oh, that was amazing.
Such a good game.
The pedal car. Oh, anyway, moving on.
I almost threw my phone the other day because I got Crazy Taxi on my phone, and I kept seeing the end of the last Crazy Box. I just wanted the stupid tricycle, and I kept seeing the end. So I almost, at one point, I just stood up and I almost threw it. My sister was just staring at me, and I was like, I'm trying to beat the Crazy Box still. It was like a week, but I did do it. I did do it last night. So anyways.
So you got your tricycle. You got your tricycle.
I did.
The tricycle's awesome in that game.
I did like a touchdown with the pillow, because I was like holding a pillow as I was doing it, and then I like whipped the pillow on the ground and like stood up and just ran out of the room. So excited.
Wow. Wow.
I told like my entire family. I was running around the house telling them. I was very proud.
I got my tricycle. I got my tricycle. I was like, well done, dear. Now you need to learn how to ride a bike. No. Oh, dear me. But speaking of the money side of things, or basically royalties going to who makes such things, the Blu-ray drive, because obviously the Xbox One's now using Blu-ray, because they didn't originally be part of the partnership of the association. I mean, there's 19 members of the Blu-ray association. I mean, it's $7 for a Blu-ray drive. So basically that royalty is going to be split across all the members, I'd say, nearly equally.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but I mean,
That's about
royalties are fine. Like I don't see why this is like a big issue, because like, you know, they're paying royalties to put a better product out to people.
The funny thing is they're paying into their rival Sony, which I find quite funny. And by estimate of this $7 for a Blu-ray drive, and by looking at the amount they could get for it, Sony would get about $370,000 for every 1 million Xbox Ones are sold.
Okay, so they're going to get quite a bit of money, but they came up with technology that was good, and Microsoft's willing to buy into it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's still nothing wrong with it.
But at the same time, Microsoft get royalties for every video codec there is. And I'm assuming Sony will have to pay royalties for the video codec. And we know how much video codecs cost. They're ridiculous prices. I mean, buying a video codec for your PC already. I mean, buying a DVD video codec is just
so Sony's gonna have to pay a royalty to Microsoft as well.
Yes, I'd say that'd be the other side of it.
Why don't they just not pay each other royalties and call it even then?
Because something might be worth more than others. But obviously, the Blu-ray drive is quite an important factor to the Xbox One, so they have to pay. I'm guessing. Otherwise, they just shouldn't pay royalties, because I mean, if they both have to pay royalties to each other, it's like there's no point in paying royalties. Yeah, just take the technology, so it's all good. But that's basically like loans, isn't it, in countries? Every country owes another country's loans, and they loan it from another, and it keeps going round in a circle. Except for China, that they don't have to pay anything apparently, because they are.
That's just ridiculous, though. We need to have like a worldwide jubilee. It's like this.
No one's in debt anymore.
Exactly. No, that's the way the world should work. Everyone, not even like the stupid smallest debt. Like you owe your neighbor like $20.
Yeah,
you don't owe them that anymore.
The thing is, we can't really do that now because there's already other countries in bankruptcy, and they do. So we just do You just do the worldwide jubilee, and then whatever money you have at that moment in time is yours. Congratulations, you have money. And then we can help other countries, and we don't force them to go into debt with us, because that's where it all happens. Oh, we need some more money. You can just have some of ours, just pay it back later. It's like, what? Oh, wow, okay. That's smart. Let's see. Anyway, Blu-ray has a lot of grandfathers, okay? But they don't even have 30% of the IP, so they have about 25%, or maybe less. Still, they still get quite a bit of money out of it. Obviously, everyone can believe out the games as well, because of Blu-ray discs, so they might have to pay royalties for over those as well. Which actually brings a question: would it be possible to play the Xbox One games on the PS4 because it's Blu-ray? They're all
probably not. But that would be pretty cool.
I'll just think about it, because obviously they're all Blu-ray. Is there going to be a way that there could be some kind of special way that you might accidentally be able to play certain games onto the older consoles, or obviously like play PS4 games could be able to play on the Xbox One? You don't know.
Okay, wait a minute. So the Xbox 360 games can't be played on the Xbox One because of the Blu-ray player?
Yes.
That's complete crap.
It's true.
No, that's crap. No,
it's true.
That's crap, because I can play my DVDs in my Blu-ray player. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that's because the difference is that it's using a HD DVD. HD DVD is completely different from a Blu-ray.
Wait, the Xbox 360 is using an HD DVD?
Yeah, Xbox 360 use HD DVDs.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And, the PS3 can still play DVDs using the Blu-ray player.
Huh.
But it can also only play Blu-rays. There's more data on the Blu-ray disc than there is on the HD DVD. So that way, if you have a Blu-ray disc, if you have HD DVD, maybe you could play HD DVD on a Blu-ray player. I've never tried. I don't think you can. I don't think you can, because obviously I think it'd break it. So, yeah, you can only play Blu-rays on it mainly, and DVDs, but not HD DVDs.
I still think it's crap. They just don't want to make it backwards compatible.
That's the main problem with all the current consoles. None of them can do, or all the new ones anyway, they can't do backward compatibility, except for the Wii U. The Wii U can play Wii games.
Exactly, which is why the Wii U is amazing and brilliant.
Oh god, we'll go back to if we could. Why does it always go back to the Wii U? I don't know why.
Because the Wii U is such a controversial topic right now. Because some people think it's going to succeed and some people think it's going to fail. Regardless of whether it fails or succeeds, this console was good.
That's
and
like
is good.
Basically. It's like the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
That was good, and no one bought it.
The Dreamcast was bloody amazing. That was like the greatest thing ever. It was like...
It was outdone by the PS2 in some ways.
We should burn every PS2 in existence.
No, I need my PS2.
And then people will have to buy the Dreamcast. It's a good idea.
Let's also get a time machine, and we can do that.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. If I ever get a time machine, I can put that on my list of things to do.
Oh god, you're gonna burn all the PS2s. You're gonna burn Sony. Sony will never exist. Sega will become the new innovative console makers. Not Sony, Sega.
Well, I think if I say that, legally they can get me in trouble, so I'm not going to say that I would do that.
She's not going to do this, by the way, because it's impossible to get a time machine. So it's perfectly fine and safe. Your consoles are fine. History won't be changed. There'll be nothing wrong. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's probably safe to say that. But I mean, yeah, because then we have like alternate timelines. So yeah, they aren't going to be affected by that.
Oh god, go for that theory, are we? Oh no.
Anyways.
Back onto topic. We'll look over the Xbox One and still. Obviously, they've got 50 exclusive games. Wow, what does the PS4 have?
I don't know.
I don't know what they have.
Because I don't think exclusives matter still. I really don't think they do.
No, but for some people they do.
If a console is being sold completely on the thought of exclusives, then everyone would buy Nintendo.
So the only exclusive I know currently is Final Fantasy 15 is going to be the only exclusive.
But that'll get enough people buying the system because Final Fantasy, everyone loves Final Fantasy.
The old people, the oldies. Oh, because I myself an oldie for it. I probably still would get Final Fantasy to be honest, but there's a whole other bunch who are alienated from the current ones, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, Gran Turismo 6 will be probably a PS4 exclusive. While to counter that, the one, as I like to call it now, the one, will have Forza. Forza's actually done better than Gran Turismo in my eyes.
No, Forza's really good, so I mean, they're kind of winning there.
Yeah. However, they're going to say Diablo 3 is on the PS4.
That doesn't matter apparently because nobody likes Diablo 3. I thought it was a decent game. I thought it was okay, but nope, nobody likes Diablo 3, so it doesn't really matter.
They don't. They don't like it. They have
so
done
it doesn't matter.
Improvements for it. Drive Club, there's another one. Drive Club's an exclusive. They revealed that. And I remember watching that actually on the reveal. But that was more of a first-person sort of thing where you had to sit down in the car, open the car door, put on your belt, have that lovely driving experience.
That's really cool. I want that game.
Get PS4.
No, I don't want to buy a PS4, but I want that game.
Oh god, just so you can say you're gonna own it. There's a game called Destiny as well. Destiny's quite good, I think. I can't remember who made Destiny.
The Xbox has an exclusive that's gonna be coming out. Isn't Bungie coming out with that new game? The MMO FPS or something. I have no idea what it is.
We've already got an MMO FPS though on the Sony consoles.
No, but on the Xbox, like Bungie is coming out with a new game. I don't remember what it's called though. I can't remember. And like the details are really scarce, but I think it's like an MMO FPS or something is what they were saying.
Yeah.
For a console, so that could help it. In the way of exclusives, but seriously, if you're going to argue that exclusives are the only thing that matters, you should only be buying Nintendo because Nintendo obviously has the most exclusives because they just make the most first-party games. They're like, man, you want
It's
Mario?
Always Mario.
Here you
It's
go.
always Mario.
But that's okay because
and Zelda. I love Zelda.
Good. Because it's good. You know what? Skyward Sword. I didn't play all of it. When I played, I had a good time playing.
You've mentioned this before. Oh, I've nearly finished that, but Oh, we can't. Yeah, you're right. We can't go to exclusives. Do people buy consoles over exclusives? I mean, people are
And
looking at
that's
Metal Gear. Metal Gear, for instance, will be exclusives to Sony most of the time.
yeah, but I mean, still, it's stupid. It's like it doesn't make any sense at all. The best exclusives are clearly Nintendo's exclusives with freaking Super Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers is hilarious, but at the same time, it's not gonna win them anything. It won't make them win the entire war.
Exactly, which is why exclusives are irrelevant. That's why exclusives are irrelevant, because Nintendo can't win with their amazing lineup of exclusives. Then guess what? They become irrelevant, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Because you want Nintendo to win.
Nintendo exclusives are really good. Just Animal Crossing, man, that game.
Pikmin.
Yes, Pikmin. Yep, Pikmin 3. It looks like it's gonna be amazing if they do multiplayer Pikmin properly, because it wasn't done properly in Pikmin 2. And if they, the only problem with Pikmin 3 is they're not bringing back the white and the purple Pikmin. The purple Pikmin were hilarious and should definitely be brought back. They're just like these obese-looking children. That was funny. And it doesn't look like they're going to be back in the game. And that's actually really disappointing. But I can look past that as long as the multiplayer is properly done and it's really fun. Because the Wii U has, in Nintendo Land, it has this Pikmin game where like one person's Olimar and all these other people control like one Pikmin. It probably won't work that way, and I hope it doesn't, but it looks like there's going to be 4 captains, which means that there's potential for like 4-player couch co-op, which would be amazing again, and I would definitely play that game over and over again. Pikmin is amazing.
No, actually, let's go back to what the main topic is of the Digicast, though. Xbox One. Mainly.
Is there anything left to discuss?
Well, obviously, Xbox is aiming to, or Microsoft are aiming to, win the battle of the living room. Why do they want to take over the living room? I thought it was supposed to be a gaming competition, really.
I don't understand the taking over the living room thing. It's like a console war. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They're fighting.
Obviously, they want to take over the living room because obviously they got the TV aspect of it. They got the movie aspect of it. The music aspect of it. That's why it's the all-in-one entertainment system. That's why it's called the One.
That doesn't matter though, because it's gonna make, if anything, gamers upset, because there's gonna be this one guy who buys the Xbox and suddenly their mom or dad is like, man, that's a really cool console, you should put it in the living room. Then the gamer's gonna get all upset, and their parents are gonna get upset at them, and then it's gonna cause fights, and then some kid's gonna die over the Xbox One next thing you hear.
See, from what I'm looking at, I believe the reason why the One has existed is not because to try and win the console. I believe it's because of Apple. Microsoft are trying to take down Apple with the Xbox One.
That's not a bad theory, but the thing is, Apple, that's completely stupid if they're doing that, because Apple can't be taken down at this point in time, not in the foreseeable future, maybe eventually.
Well, Apple TV products... now. Apple has an Apple TV, which obviously you can up to the TV. Yeah. That's download movies, TV shows from iTunes and stuff like that. That's you can do Netflix, that's you do Hulu Plus, and a few other things. So while Microsoft can go and do that with the Xbox One, but at the same time be able to play games on it.
The only reason why Microsoft should ever feel threatened is if Apple releases a console, which they have no plans to do as far as I've seen. I haven't heard any rumors on it. I mean, like, there's been like very scarce, like, oh, what if they do this theories, but they haven't like done any patenting or anything, I don't think, around a console. And if they did a console, then everyone's going to be screwed because the Apple fanboys are all going to buy it up.
Well, quite funny. They're using the iCloud still, aren't they?
Yeah.
Enough. Apple. There's more royalties to Apple, but here we go. I'm thinking Apple is just basically an Apple versus Microsoft war instead, because obviously Apple have monopolised another area of the market, the entertainment market. Microsoft obviously wants some money in that. They're seeing that everyone's moved on to the Apple side of the market instead, where tablets and stuff like that are the main thing. That's probably where this whole new interface comes in with the Xbox One, where you can slide around and change things. Because it looks like it's using a Windows 8 sort of menu, because obviously it's Microsoft. Which might tell you, I hate Windows 8. I hate it so much.
Why do you hate it?
For one thing, it slows down my internet whenever that laptop's turned on. Another thing, it's so damn annoying to operate.
But apparently, what I've heard is there's just a little button that you press, and it says desktop, and you press it, and it looks exactly like Windows 7.
Yeah, apparently. But at the same time, it's not helpful.
How is that not helpful?
Microsoft, well, using the Internet Explorer was one of the most annoying things I found on there. It took me ages just to figure out how to put the actual bar to change your web addresses. The address bar, I couldn't find that for the life of me, for some reason. All they've done it for is just so it's to be easier integration with the phone, isn't it, and the tablet.
Yeah, no, it's the reason why they're making Windows 8, or they attempted to make Windows 8, it obviously flopped the big time, is they wanted to make it, because what's becoming really popular is the laptop tablet combo, where you can just like pull it off of a little keyboard. That's the idea behind the Surface, and it's become like really popular. Even with like Apple, everyone complains, well, there isn't a really good built-in keyboard. You have to use their little wireless keyboard or get a third-party case with keyboard built in, something like that. But the Surface has its keyboard built in, and that's just what people want right now.
They do want that, but people are going to keep sticking to Apple.
And Microsoft might also be doing what they're doing because they want to make everything seem like a seamless connection, because the way that Apple runs, almost all their products run the same way. The iPod Touch, I think the Nano even has kind of like a touch display now.
It does.
The phone, the iPad, they all have the same type of OS. The computer's a little bit different, and it takes a while to get to know, but I mean, they're all basically around the same thing, so I think Windows is Microsoft's trying to like do that across everything, because they want to compete with Apple.
Mainly, what we're going to be moving on to, they've made it seem really good. The way they advertised it, it seemed good. And then if you looked over it again, you thought about it, and you go, oh, actually, there's quite a few problems with this. That's my impression.
I mean, that happens with anything, though. I mean, like, you look at something, it's like, man, that's a really good piece of technology, I should buy that. And then you think about it, and it's like, wait, there are a lot of problems with that. Because, I mean, I did that with my Vita. I bought my Vita, and it was an insanely good deal still, and I'm really glad with my purchase. But by the same token, it's like, the memory cards are so ridiculous that it's like, man, that wasn't such a great idea to buy it after all.
It's very true. I still love my Vita, though I bought it on release.
Yeah, I think I saw like the golden box at Amazon. It was like $200 for the Vita with Liberations, 4GB memory card, free game, and then like 3 months worth of PlayStation Plus for free.
Which
so I was like, okay.
This could suddenly bring a question though. Will Microsoft bring in a handheld sometime? I mean, Sony have done it. Sony have done it. Their Vita will be interact with the PlayStation 4. We've got the 3DS that can interact with the Wii U.
I don't think they should, but that's just because Microsoft is.
I think they're going to have a problem entering that market.
They definitely will, because I mean the 3DS, like it's so hard to determine who's winning the market right now. Anyways, people say the 3DS is winning no matter what.
3DS is winning. It is definitely winning.
If you lowered, if the Vita, that doesn't matter. Okay, that's a technical way to figure out if something's winning. That doesn't matter. Anyways, if the Vita just lowered their memory card price and the price of the console everywhere, then it would sell so much better. If they lowered the memory card price to like $40 for a 32GB and like $200 or even like $190, $180 for the system, then it would sell like hotcakes, and it would beat the 3DS in a matter of seconds.
It did actually at one point. I remember they reduced the price in Japan of their Vita, and instantly it sold out near instantly.
Yeah.
The whole day was gone. All the 3G versions were all gone and sold out. All of that, because they don't make the 3G model anymore. Because I don't know why they don't make the 3G model anymore. I'm lucky to have a 3G model of a Vita. They're now just going to be doing Wi-Fi only.
But see, that's the thing. Like, Sony should have learned that, man, if we lower the price, we get $1 million. But they didn't.
Well, it's because I think they were going at a loss at that point.
Yeah. But hopefully they lose money again soon.
Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, well, aren't the 3DS losing money by doing the thing?
I don't know. Well, if they lost money, they might lower it in like North America regions and European regions. So that'd be cool.
Oh, But going off that, I believe that will be the end of the Digicast. I'm Benji. You can find me at NightNickel on Twitter. And Alana, do you have anything? I just said it wrong. Alana.
You didn't say my name right.
Alana.
Yeah, there you
Alana.
go, Alana. Okay. And I'm Alana. I do the tech news for the site, which I never mentioned. You can send me fan mail at a4nl@digibytes.me. That's the only way that you can contact
Same with me,
so
but with B
try.
stringer instead.
Yeah. I'd like some fan mail one day. That'd be pretty chill.
I've had some fan mail.
Whatever.
I haven't really. I haven't.
Okay. I was just gonna end the call right there. Yep, be done with it.
But yes, that is the end of the Digicast, the special edition with only just me and Alana. Hopefully the Nerdolution podcast will be back on time next week. Remember to visit our website at digibytes.me. Also visit the Twitter at digibytes.me again. Or you could also look us up on Facebook. Just search Digibytes and maybe you'll find us on there. Hopefully you will. But other than that, that is goodbye from me and goodbye from Alana. Bye.
Yeah.